What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Wild Bill up here at Wild Bill's Performance today. We got this 2012 Camaro SS. We come in for a header install. So we're gonna get some headers put on this thing and get this thing sounding crispy. This basically what it kind of sounds like right now. I'll give it a little bit of a rev. Sounds pretty sweet, guys. We're gonna get this thing a little rowdier for this guy. So let's get into the video, guys. All right, guys, so the first thing you want to do is you're gonna want to unhook your battery. I'm sure you all know where that is, know how to get that off, so I'm not gonna show y'all. It's a 10 millimeter. That's already undone. But now, since that's undone, you're gonna want to put it up on jack stands. If you don't have a lift, like so, which that one's being used right now, so I'm having to make do with my jack stands. But these are the headers for Speed Engineering. These are the connecting pipes. They're not catalytic converters. They're hollow through, basically. So yeah, these are also the O2 extension wires. The good multi-layered steel exhaust gaskets, because you don't want the other junk. And this is a pack of some new exhaust bolts. So basically, what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna unplug all these plug wires, and then I'm gonna spray just a little bit of some penetrating oil on these nuts. There's one here that you can see right there, right behind that. Let me zoom in on it. Let me set this flashlight here. Right there. Yeah, that nut. So that's one of them. There's one on the back side there. You can't really see, but it's literally on the opposite side. So you're gonna I'm gonna basically spray those with some penetrating oil, and then you're gonna take those out. You can actually see both of them on this one. Really probably should have had my flash on my camera, but you can see there's that one, there's that one. And then basically after I pull those out, I'm gonna pull the ones out on the bottom and get both of those catalytic converters out, and unhook them from the factory exhaust down there, basically. So now I'm gonna cut the camera off, and I'll cut it on right here in a second and show y'all whenever I get started working. So let's get into it, guys. All right, guys, this is what I mean by just a little bit of this. Like, it doesn't even take a lot for it to really, there we go. It doesn't take a lot for it to really get the penetrating, at least not PV Blaster anyway. If you have some cheap stuff, it might, you know, take a little bit more. Yeah, a couple tries or whatever, but basically that's a little bit you want to put on. I'm gonna go and spray the other side. I'll be back here in a second with the tools to show you guys what I like to use to get these off. So this is the setup I like to use. I use 2 1/2-inch extensions, a 1/2-inch swivel, and a 15 socket. 1/2-inch, all 1/2-inch drive. See how it goes straight down. You gotta get it just right, but oh crap. It's because I'm only doing it one-handed. There we go. Anyways, you're gonna get it on there like so. You're gonna get your 1/2-inch ratchet. You're gonna put it on there. And you're gonna use 2 hands and you're gonna break it loose. I've already broken it loose. After I break it loose, I normally like to stick my 1/2-inch drive impact in there and get it the rest of the way off like that. Then you pull it all out. That way you're not doing a bunch of ratcheting, but not using an impact to risk stripping the nuts out, because these things, sorry, you guys probably couldn't see that. I was just reaching down there to get this off, but basically these things are tough sometimes. Sometimes they don't like to come off, so I've learned to just try to bust them loose with that, and then use that. I mean, and this is just like a drill driver gun, like an impact driver. Basically, it's got an adapter in it. So I mean, like I say, once you get them loose, and the other one's even already loose. So I'll show you all that too. Get the camera down in there. Got that one loose. Got that one out too. So then I'll do the same thing on the other side, and that'll disconnect the connecting pipes and, well, the cats, because it's on, the cats are before the connecting pipes. But anyways, unbolts it from there, and then all we'll have to do is pull all the bolts out of the cylinder heads. But you pull these spark plug wires out first. You just pop those out like so. Pop out fairly easy. So those are all popped out, but basically this manifold here actually may come out the top. I think it's gonna be hard to try to go up the bottom. I don't know, we'll see here in a minute after I get the other side loose. But same ordeal over here, and even over there I'm gonna spray a little bit of penetrating oil on all the exhaust bolts. That way we don't have any issues with anything coming out, and just hope that we don't have no problems, you know, because you never know about exhaust bolts. Sometimes they tend to just be weak from being heat cycled so many times. So, ooh, I dropped my flashlight. But after this, we're gonna go to unhooking those. I'm not gonna record this, but the same thing, pulling those bolts out on this side, same ordeal. I'll cut the camera on whenever I'm getting under the car, guys. So we're up under the car, and this thing actually doesn't have factory exhaust at the back. It's got some Flowmaster connecting pipes here, but it's still got the factory cats in the front. So we're gonna be doing away with that. But I already sprayed my bolts, well, nuts in this case, with PV Blaster. I'm gonna use my Milwaukee. So just go ahead and get that thing loose, because just straight on, like, that's why I was worried about using an impact with all that extension and then the swivel and stuff. Like, sometimes it works and I get away with it. Like, I've done it before, but I've had problems doing that at times too. So, but this works fantastic. So this is what I like doing whenever I can. But basically I'm gonna get all these off, and now that's loose, that can come out. Let me slide it back on though, because I still have to unhook these. This is the O2 sensor. It's got the little locking clip in here that keeps it from coming undone. Hey, it's a good locking clip too. See if I can set this on my chest for a second. I may not be able to see, but kind of need 2 hands for this part right here. I think another reason why it's so hard is because this transmission's still hot. Goodness. Not understanding that. That thing is in there. And we'll push it together a little bit. Try. Let's go over here to this one so we can get this one out, because I obviously can't get that one loose. This one's got a lock in there too. I think I might have to get a pick or something. It's got a lock up one in the bottom of that one. And then there's also those up there on the back of the heads that have to be unplugged as well. So I have to go up there and unplug those. And then I'm gonna cut the camera on, because I'm gonna just get like a pick or something and get that clip out and get these things unplugged. I've already made the video a little too long for this part, so bear with me, guys. I'll get you guys tuned back in here in just a second. This is the primary for the passenger side. Already pulled the lock off of it, but you're basically just gonna unclip it, and then it's loose. Like the whole pipe is just sitting down there. So that's how you get those unclipped. Probably gonna use some of these to get the little lock tabs out of those ones on the bottom. They're being kind of tough, but this one up at the top seemed to work pretty good. I'm gonna do the same thing over here on this side. I'm just gonna reach in there. See the little green tab that's in there? That's the lock. Ooh. There we go. That one popped out of there. The camera's kind of blurry. Zoom back out. I'm just gonna pop this clip off with my finger, just like so. Now it's popped off. This just clips back on to the back of the head again, back here. I'll do it later because I have to do those extension wires and stuff. But basically those are unhooked. So now I'm gonna get to the bottom and I'm gonna get these other ones unhooked. I may not record this. Probably not, because man, simple stuff. You guys can see what's going on down there. So here in a second, I'll be showing you. I'll take the pipes out. All right, guys. So what I did was use the pry tool and pried this wiring harness that was looped through here and hooked into the trans. I believe it was up there, but anyways, once you do that, the wire comes down some more to where you can push the little tab out, and then you can just unplug. You can unplug these. Same for over here. You pop this tab out and you can get to it. Pop the tab out, get these out, and then once you get your wires out, you can once you get your wires out, you can go ahead and pop them things off just like that. Same ordeal for this side. Let's see. I think it needs a little persuasion. Put that loose right there. Oh yeah, she came right out, boys and girls. This pipe is supported like this crossbar right here, so I don't have to worry about that falling down. It's up there. So now we're gonna work on getting the manifolds out. So I'm gonna go to the top side, guys, and update you guys. So I got my quarter-inch cordless ratchet with the 15mm socket on there, and I'm gonna use it to get my dipstick bolt out. I love this socket specifically for this. Makes getting dipstick bolts out a breeze. And we'll just wiggle it out like so. Set it over here. Get that out. Now we're gonna take our 15 off. Put a 13mm on. Actually pretty tight, so I'm gonna actually get a 3/8 ratchet. I'm gonna get 13 socket. I'm gonna try to set the phone up right here, make it where y'all can see. Flashlight. Oh, I don't have that much ratchet room here. Finally good. So I'm gonna try to do this. Actually, let me try one more thing. I'll try my little stubby. It's got a little wobble tip on it. That's the only thing I don't really like about it, but I really need to get me a straight little stubby. I'm trying it out. Decent bit. Do the same thing. Put this front one here. So I'm basically just gonna break all these loose, and then I'm gonna go back and get everything out with my ratchet. If it will do it. I mean, it may not do it. These things may be tough coming out, so I'm gonna get the camera back on here in a minute. All right, guys, I got 5 of the 6 bolts out. And it was a little work with this 1/4-inch dry ratchet. I need to get me a good 3/8 electric ratchet before I mess this one up. But got 1 bolt, and basically what I like to do on these, I got a string tied around the collector. But whenever I pull this last bolt out, I'm gonna ease it down out the bottom because I don't believe it's gonna stay up. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But that way I can just ease it down on the ground without letting it just fall, without just letting it bang up anything. So try to see if I can't set the camera here. Let's see. I'll pull this last bolt out. Get this last bolt out here. Oh, nope, it actually just sat down. So, heck, I really ain't even gotta use this string, but I mean, just to show you guys, but basically just kind of ease it down, and then good to go. On to the other side. So I got the manifolds out and the cats. Just straight heads. So now I'm gonna clean up the gasket mating surface on these. I'm gonna get the header stuck up in here, guys, so I'll get back with y'all here in just a little bit. So I got the header surfaces cleaned up. I used the wire brush and a scuffing pad, wiped them down with brake clean. Then I got one of the stock exhaust bolts and cut some slits in it, and also cleaned all the threads out on this and ran it down every hole to clean out the threads. Blowed every hole out to get all the debris out. If I had a tap, I could have used it, but I don't have any, so that's what I used. But I've got new exhaust bolts anyway, so I'm not worried about it. These things were just a little tough coming out, so I wanted to make sure I cleaned the threads real good. But if the camera will focus. But basically, now what we have to do, this customer wants these things wrapped with heat wrap, so next thing I'll be doing is heat wrapping these things, guys. So far, this is how much I have wrapped. I'm basically doing individual pipes this far on all of these, and then I'm gonna wrap all the way around, all the way down. So basically just showing you guys, and I'm not leaving these zip ties. These are just to hold it for right this second. So it's just the update, guys. Stay tuned. Full shot. All right, YouTube, we finally got the first header wrapped. Man, that was time consuming. A 10 out of 10, don't recommend this, guys. I don't know, I like how the headers look, and I really personally don't feel like header wrap does that much of a difference. I mean, I'm sure it does somewhat keep the heat down, but I mean, this is an NA build anyway, so I really don't see the purpose here. But and you guys know where that little shiny you see there, that's a stainless clamp, so no worries there. But I had to use a hose clamp down here because I didn't have any stainless clamps that were big enough, at least not that came with the kit that they provided. And then I had some little thin ones that I tried, and they weren't long enough either. So, but basically I was just letting you guys see what the finished product looks like. I'm not gonna show y'all me doing this one, which, I mean, I really didn't show you guys doing this one, but I just wrapped each of these individually down like to here probably, or at least to like here. But anyways, then once I did that, basically clamped the heat wrap down on this first tube, and then wrapped it all the way around, all the way down, and then hose clamped it. So pretty simple process, just it takes a lot of messing with the wrap to get it to sit exactly correct. Like, it likes to slide around on curves and bends and stuff like that, so it ends up exposing the pipe, so you have to move it around. But basically that's it, guys. So I'll update y'all here in a little bit. Want to crawl in from underneath and slide your header up here and just hook it up on the head right there to where it'll stay up, and then you're going to come up here and stick your gasket in and start you some bolts. So I'll turn the camera back on after I get some bolts started. Once you slide your header up in there and get your bolts started, you can slide your little connecting pipe up in here. You can slide your factory clamp up on this, and then merge it back together, tighten your bolts up,
hook up your O2 sensor extension wire to this and go back up there. And then good to go with this side. You gotta tighten the header bolts, and then this whole passenger side will be done. I'll just put the spark plug wires back in and it'll be done. So I will give you guys an update when we're finished. Finally got the passenger side finished up. That's just wet right there. That's why it looks like that, but I said passenger side, this is driver's side. But yeah, got that thing finished up. So we're gonna get that thing slapped on and get this wrapped up, guys. So let's get to it. The header's installed. It's gonna be a cold start. Wait till it warms up, so I'll get a rev clip here in a minute. Sounds pretty rowdy, guys. A lot different than it did. These are the mufflers it has on it. I don't know what brand that is. It's got Flowmaster X pipe in the front. But yeah, man, it doesn't sound too bad, guys. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, guys. I got plenty of content coming up. Thanks. Up the temp. Put those bad boys in there. Smoking because they're new. Anybody who's done installs knows that they're gonna smoke for a little while.